Hey there, gentlemen. Welcome to Older Men Secrets, your go-to channel for unlocking the art of connection and charm. Today, we're diving into something powerful, something that can transform how you're perceived in the eyes of a younger woman. Let's talk about body language. You see, the way you carry yourself, the way your eyes meet hers, the subtle tilt of a smile. These aren't just movements. They're signals that speak louder than words, whispering confidence, warmth, and attraction before you even open your mouth. As an older man, you've got wisdom, experience, a story etched into every line on your face. But here's the reality check. You can captivate a beautiful young woman with just 5 simple body language cues. Yes, you heard that right. 5 moves that can shift the energy in any room, making you magnetic, approachable, and undeniably attractive. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Is this really for me? Can I pull this off without looking like I'm trying too hard? Absolutely, you can. I've spent years studying the psychology of attraction, peeling back the layers of what makes younger women feel drawn to someone. It's not about flashy cars or cheesy pickup lines. It's about presence, how you show up in a moment. Body language is your secret weapon because it taps into something primal, something universal that every woman, young or old, responds to instinctively. When you master these cues, you're not just standing there, you're communicating strength, authenticity, and a spark that says, I'm comfortable in my own skin. So, before you settle in, take a quick second to like this video and subscribe, but only if you're vibing with what I'm sharing here. It's your support that keeps this channel going, helping guys like you unlock their potential. In this video, we're breaking down 5 body language techniques that older men can use to project confidence and attraction when connecting with younger women. These aren't tricks or gimmicks, they're rooted in psychology, designed to make you feel grounded and make her feel seen, from the way you stand to the way you hold her gaze. We'll cover it all, step by step, so you can walk away feeling empowered to make a real connection. Let's set the stage with a little insight. Younger women are incredibly perceptive. They pick up on the smallest cues, how your shoulders slump, how your eyes flicker away, or how you hesitate in a moment. But they also notice when you stand tall, when your smile feels genuine, when your presence says, I'm here, and I'm worth knowing. These 5 body language cues we're about to explore are like a roadmap to showing up as your best self. They're not about changing who you are. They're about amplifying the confidence and charm you already have inside. Picture this. You're at a coffee shop, a networking event, or even just chatting with someone new. These techniques will help you project an energy that's warm, engaging, and magnetic, without saying a word. Now, I'm not here to promise you'll have every woman falling at your feet. That's not what this is about. This is about building genuine connections, about showing up in a way that feels authentic to you and respectful to her. As a psychologist, I've seen how small shifts in body language can change the entire dynamic of a conversation. When you align your nonverbal signals with your inner confidence, you create a vibe that's hard to ignore. So, gentlemen, grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's unlock the secrets of body language together. We'll start with posture, because how you stand can change everything. But before we dive in, let me say this. You got this. You're here, you're learning, and that already puts you miles ahead. Now, relax, let some soft music wash over you, and let's start this journey together. Let's dive right into the first body language secret that can transform how you're perceived: posture. Picture this. You walk into a room, shoulders back, chest open, standing tall like you own the space. That's not just a stance, it's a statement. As an older man, your posture is the foundation of your confidence, signaling to a younger woman that you're grounded, self-assured, and full of vitality. It's the kind of energy that makes her notice you before you even say a word. I've spent years studying the psychology of attraction, and let me tell you, posture isn't just about standing up straight. It's about embodying the man you know you are. Think about it. When you slouch, shoulders hunched, eyes drifting to the floor, it sends a message of uncertainty, maybe even exhaustion. Younger women, with their sharp intuition, pick up on that instantly. It's not about judgment, it's human nature. Our brains are wired to read posture as a cue for confidence or insecurity. A slouched stance might say, I'm not sure I belong here, while an open, upright posture says, I'm here, and I'm comfortable in my own skin. That's the vibe that draws people in, especially younger women who are drawn to strength and authenticity. So, what makes a powerful posture? It starts with the basics. Pull your shoulders back. Keep your chest slightly lifted. And let your spine align naturally. Imagine a string pulling you up from the crown of your head, lengthening your frame without tension. Keep your feet about shoulder width apart. It grounds you, makes you look steady. This isn't about puffing yourself up like a peacock or trying to look younger than you are. It's about owning your presence. A man in his 40s, 50s, or beyond who stands tall radiates a kind of timeless confidence that's magnetic. Here's a practical tip. Practice this in front of a mirror. Stand side on and notice how you hold yourself. Are your shoulders creeping forward? Is your head tilting down? Adjust slowly, feeling the shift in your energy. Try this before you head out to a social event, maybe a coffee shop or a casual gathering. Roll your shoulders back, take a deep breath, and walk in like you're meeting an old friend. You'll be amazed at how this small change makes you feel more alive, more present, and trust me, she'll notice it too. Let's talk psychology for a second. Studies show that open postures, those that expose the chest and avoid crossed arms, signal approachability and emotional availability. Younger women often look for men who seem secure yet warm, someone who's strong but not intimidating. When you stand tall, you're not just projecting confidence, you're inviting connection. I've seen it time and again with clients. A guy in his 50s, maybe feeling a bit out of place at a trendy bar, shifts his posture, opens his frame, and suddenly, he's not just part of the scene, he's commanding it. Here's a real-world scenario. Imagine you're at a networking event, and there's a younger woman across the room, laughing with friends. You want to approach, but nerves creep in. Before you take a step, check your posture, shoulders back, chin up, a slow breath to center yourself. As you walk over, that stance keeps you calm, focused. When you say, "Hi, I couldn't help but notice your energy from across the room," your posture backs up your words. It says you're genuine, not trying too hard. She'll feel that confidence, and it sets the stage for a real conversation. One last tip. Don't overdo it. Forcing a rigid, military-like stance can make you seem stiff or unapproachable. Keep it natural, think relaxed strength, like you're comfortable in your own body. Practice this daily, whether you're grabbing groceries or meeting friends. Over time, it becomes second nature, and you'll carry that confidence everywhere. Posture is your first step to showing up as a man who knows his worth, and trust me, that's attractive at any age. Now that we've got you standing tall, let's move to the second body language secret that can make a younger woman feel drawn to you: eye contact. There's something almost magical about the way a steady, warm gaze can spark a connection. As a psychologist, I've seen how the eyes act like a window to your confidence and sincerity. When you master eye contact, you're not just looking at her, you're communicating that you're present, engaged, and unafraid to connect on a deeper level. For older men, this is a game changer when building attraction with younger women, who often crave that sense of being truly seen. Let's break it down. Eye contact is about balance. Too little, and you might come across as shy or disinterested. Your gaze darting away can make her feel like you're not fully there. Too much, and it can feel intense, almost aggressive, like you're staring her down. The sweet spot is a natural, relaxed gaze that says, "I'm curious about you, and I'm comfortable in this moment." Younger women are incredibly perceptive to this. They're wired to notice emotional cues, and your eyes can either build trust or break it. A confident gaze tells her you're secure in yourself, while also showing respect for her space. So, how do you do it right? Start by holding eye contact for about 60 to 70% of a conversation. When she's speaking, look into her eyes gently, letting her words sink in. Nod slightly or tilt your head to show you're listening. It's a subtle way to deepen the connection. When you're talking, you can glance away briefly, maybe to the side or down, to keep things natural, then return to her eyes. This rhythm feels organic, not forced. Imagine you're catching up with a close friend, your eyes connect, but you're not locked in a staring contest. That's the vibe you're aiming for. Here's a practical tip. Practice this in low-stakes settings first. Next time you're at a cafe or chatting with a colleague, focus on maintaining soft, steady eye contact. Notice how it feels to hold her gaze for a few seconds longer than you normally would. You might feel a flicker of nervousness, that's normal. Breathe through it, and let your eyes soften. like you're sharing a quiet smile. Over time, this builds a reflex, so when you're talking to a younger woman, it feels effortless. I had a client, a guy in his late 50s, who used to avoid eye contact out of habit. After practicing this for a week, he told me he felt like a new man. Women were responding to him with more warmth, more curiosity. Psychologically, eye contact triggers something powerful. It releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, in both of you, fostering trust and closeness. For younger women, who often value emotional intelligence in a partner, this is huge. A man who can hold her gaze without flinching shows he's not intimidated by her energy or youth. But here's the key: it has to feel authentic. If you're nervous, don't try to fake a piercing stare. Instead, think about something you genuinely like about her, maybe her laugh or the way she tells a story. Let that warmth guide your gaze. It's like saying, "I see you, and I'm interested," without a word. Picture this scenario. You're at a social event, and you strike up a conversation with a younger woman. She's talking about her favorite book. Her eyes lighting up. You lean in slightly, hold her gaze as she speaks, and give a small nod. That's a great way to put it. You say, letting your eyes linger for a moment before glancing away naturally. That brief connection makes her feel valued, like you're really listening. It's not about being slick, it's about being present. One final piece of advice: avoid distractions. If your eyes are flicking to your phone or scanning the room, it breaks the spell. Keep your focus on her, and let your gaze do the talking. This small shift can turn a casual chat into something memorable, setting the stage for a real connection. Let's keep the momentum going and talk about the third body language secret that can light up a conversation with a younger woman: a genuine smile. There's something disarming, almost electric, about a warm, authentic smile. It's like a bridge that invites connection without a single word. As someone who's studied the psychology of attraction, I can tell you that a smile is one of the most powerful tools an older man can use to show confidence and warmth. It's not just about flashing your teeth, it's about letting your inner ease shine through. Signaling to a younger woman that you're approachable, comfortable, and genuinely interested in the moment. Why does a smile matter so much? Psychologically, it's a universal signal of friendliness and emotional openness. Younger women, who are often hyper-aware of emotional cues, pick up on this instantly. A sincere smile tells her you're not here to impress or intimidate, you're here to connect. It softens the age gap, making you seem relatable and human, not distant or overly serious. But here's the catch: it has to be real. A forced grin or a smirk can backfire, making you seem insincere or like you're trying too hard. A genuine smile, one that reaches your eyes and crinkles them just a bit, says, "I'm at ease, and I'm happy to be here with you." So, how do you nail this? Start by tapping into something that genuinely makes you happy. Before you smile, think of a moment that lights you up, maybe a memory of a great day, a funny story, or even her energy in the moment. Let that feeling bubble up naturally, and your smile will follow. Aim for a slow, relaxed smile, not a sudden flash. Practice this in the mirror if it feels foreign. Notice how your face softens when you think of something joyful. I had a client in his 60s who swore he wasn't a smiler. After practicing this for a week, he noticed younger women at his local coffee shop started engaging him more. Just because he seemed warmer, more inviting. Here's the psychology behind it. A smile triggers mirror neurons in the brain, making her instinctively want to smile back. It's a subtle way to build rapport, almost like you're sharing a secret moment. Studies show that genuine smiles, those that engage the muscles around the eyes, create a sense of trust and likability. For younger women, who often look for emotional intelligence in older men, this is a signal that you're not just confident but also kind. Someone who can make her feel safe and valued. Imagine this. You're chatting with a younger woman at a bookstore, and she mentions a novel she loves. You listen, nod, and then let a slow, warm smile spread across your face as you say, "You know, I can see why you'd pick that one. It's got that spark you seem to carry." That smile, paired with your words, makes her feel noticed, appreciated. It's not about being overly charming, it's about letting your genuine interest show through. Your smile says, "I'm enjoying this, and I'm not afraid to show it." A practical tip: check in with your mood before you engage. If you're feeling tense or self-conscious, take a deep breath and think of something that makes you chuckle inside. Maybe it's your dog's goofy antics or a scene from your favorite comedy. Let that lightness guide your smile. Avoid overdoing it. Constant smiling can seem unnatural. So save it for moments that feel right. Like when she shares something personal or funny. One last thing. Don't worry if your smile isn't perfect. Maybe you've got a crooked tooth or laugh lines. Those are part of your story. And they add authenticity. A real smile, no matter how it looks, is what makes her feel like she's connecting with the real you. It's a small gesture that carries big weight, setting the stage for a conversation that feels effortless and warm. Now that we've got your smile lighting up the room, let's move to the fourth body language secret that can make you magnetic to a younger woman: purposeful hand gestures. As a psychologist who's studied how people connect, I can tell you that the way you use your hands speaks volumes about your confidence and emotional clarity. For older men, controlled, intentional gestures are like punctuation marks in a conversation. They emphasize your words, project calm authority, and draw her in without overwhelming her. Done right, your hands can turn a casual chat into something engaging, even unforgettable. Let's unpack why gestures matter. Younger women are drawn to men who seem self-assured yet approachable. And your hands play a big role in that. Fidgety, erratic movements, like tapping your fingers or waving your arms wildly, can signal nervousness or lack of focus, which breaks the spell of confidence. On the flip side, keeping your hands still or hidden, like stuffed in your pockets, can make you seem closed off or unsure. The sweet spot is using deliberate, smooth gestures that match the rhythm of your words. It's like conducting a quiet symphony. Your hands guide the conversation, showing you're in control without stealing the spotlight. Here's how to do it. Keep your movements slow and purposeful. When you're making a point, try a gentle open palm gesture, like you're offering an idea to her. If you're sharing a story, use your hands to illustrate, maybe a small arc to show a big moment, or a subtle point to emphasize a detail. Keep your gestures below shoulder level to avoid seeming overly animated. Imagine you're sitting across from her at a cozy cafe, talking about a trip you took. As you say, "The view from that mountain was unreal." Let your hand sweep lightly to one side, mirroring the vastness. It's subtle, but it pulls her into the story. Psychologically, this works because gestures enhance communication. Studies show that people who use purposeful hand movements are perceived as more charismatic and trustworthy. For younger women, who often value emotional clarity, your gestures signal that you're engaged and authentic. They also keep her attention. Her eyes naturally follow your hands, making the conversation feel dynamic. I had a client in his 50s who used to fidget nervously during dates. After practicing controlled gestures, he noticed women leaned in more, laughed at his stories, and seemed more comfortable. It was like his hands were telling them, "I'm present, and I've got this." Here's a practical tip. Practice in everyday conversations. Next time you're chatting with a friend or coworker, pay attention to your hands. Are they flailing or frozen? Try using one or two deliberate gestures, like pointing softly when you agree or opening your palms when you ask a question. Notice how it feels to guide the conversation with your hands. Before a social event, do a quick warm-up, stand in front of a mirror, tell a short story, and experiment with slow, natural movements. It'll feel awkward at first, but it builds a reflex over time. Picture this scenario. You're at a casual dinner, talking to a younger woman about her favorite hobby. As she describes it, you nod, lean slightly forward, and gesture with an open hand as you say, "That's so cool, how'd you get into that?" Your gesture invites her to share more, and your calm energy keeps her at ease. It's not about being flashy, it's about showing you're fully in the moment. One final piece of advice: less is more. Over-gesturing can make you seem like you're trying too hard. So aim for quality over quantity. Let your hands rest naturally between gestures, maybe on the table or by your side. This balance shows confidence and respect, making her feel like she's talking to a man who's both engaging and grounded. Your gestures are the brushstrokes that paint your confidence. Use them wisely, and you'll leave a lasting impression. Let's flow into the fifth body language secret that can make a younger woman feel at ease and drawn to you: respecting her space. As someone who's studied the psychology of attraction, I can tell you that how you navigate physical proximity speaks volumes about your confidence and emotional intelligence. For older men, mastering spatial awareness is like setting the perfect stage for a connection. It shows you're attuned to her comfort, respectful of her boundaries, and secure enough to give her room to breathe. This subtle art can turn a conversation into something that feels safe, inviting, and magnetic. Why does space matter so much? Younger women are highly sensitive to how close someone stands or sits. It's a primal instinct tied to safety and trust. Get too close too soon, and you might come across as pushy or unaware, which can make her pull back. Stand too far away, and you risk seeming distant or uninterested. The right distance, typically about an arm's length in casual settings, signals that you're engaged but respectful. It's a non-verbal way of saying, "I'm here for this conversation, but I respect your space." For a younger woman, this balance is key to feeling comfortable enough to open up. Here's how to get it right. In a social setting, like a coffee shop or a party, start with a neutral distance, about 3 to 4 feet when standing. This gives her enough room to feel at ease while still being close enough to connect. As the conversation deepens, read her cues. If she leans in or steps closer, you can mirror that subtly, maybe closing the gap by a foot. If she leans back or shifts away, respect that signal and maintain or even increase the distance slightly. It's like a dance. You're matching her energy without crossing an invisible line. I had a client in his late 50s who used to stand too close during conversations, not realizing it made women tense. After practicing spatial awareness, he noticed they smiled more, stayed longer in chats, and seemed more relaxed. Psychologically, respecting space taps into a core need for autonomy. Studies show that when people feel their personal boundaries are honored, they're more likely to trust and engage. For younger women, who might already be cautious about age differences, this is huge. Your ability to give her space shows you're not trying to dominate or rush things. It's a sign of confidence and maturity. It also creates a safe environment where she can let her guard down, which is often when attraction starts to spark. Picture this. You're at a networking event, chatting with a younger woman about her work. You're standing a comfortable distance apart, maybe leaning against a table to keep things relaxed. As she talks, you nod, maintaining eye contact, but you don't step closer unless she does. When you respond with, "That's such a cool perspective, tell me more," your open posture and respectful distance make her feel valued, not cornered. That subtle choice can make her want to keep talking. Keep connecting. A practical tip. Practice this in everyday interactions. Next time you're chatting with someone, friend, coworker, or cashier, notice the distance between you. Experiment with standing just far enough to feel natural but close enough to stay engaged. Pay attention to their body language. Do they seem relaxed or guarded? Over time, you'll develop an instinct for what feels right. Before a social event, remind yourself. Give her space to shine. It's a simple mindset that keeps you grounded. One final note. Spatial awareness isn't just about distance, it's about intention. Avoid looming over her or invading her bubble, even accidentally. If you're sitting, lean back slightly to open the space. This small act shows you're confident enough to not crowd her, which is incredibly attractive. By respecting her space, you're building a foundation of trust that makes every other gesture, your posture, eyes, smile, and hands, mean even more. As we wrap up this journey through the 5 body language secrets, let's take a moment to bring it all together. Gentlemen, you've learned how to stand tall with a posture that radiates confidence. Hold a warm gaze that builds trust. Flash a genuine smile that invites connection. Use purposeful gestures to emphasize your presence. And respect her space to create comfort. These aren't just techniques, they're a way of showing up as the best version of yourself. A man who's secure, authentic, and ready to connect. As a psychologist, I've seen how these small shifts can transform not just how younger women perceive you, but how you feel about yourself. And that, my friends, is where the real magic happens. Let's reflect on why this matters. Each of these body language cues, posture, eye contact, smiling, gestures, and spatial awareness, taps into the psychology of attraction. Younger women are drawn to men who project confidence without arrogance, warmth without neediness, and respect without hesitation. When you combine these signals, you're not just communicating, you're creating an experience. You're telling her, without words, that you're a man who's lived, learned, and still has a spark that lights up a room. That's powerful. I've worked with men in their 50s and 60s who thought they'd lost their edge, only to find that these simple adjustments made them feel alive again. magnetic in ways they hadn't expected. Here's the deeper truth. Body language isn't about changing who you are. It's about letting the world see the strength and warmth you already carry. You don't need to be the loudest guy in the room or the one with the flashiest story. You just need to be present, grounded, and real. When you stand tall, look her in the eyes. Smile from the heart, gesture with purpose, and give her space to feel safe. You're showing her the man you've become through years of experience. That's what makes you stand out, not your age, but your ability to connect in a way that feels effortless and true. So, how do you make this stick? Start small. Pick one of these cues, maybe posture, and practice it for a week. Stand a little taller when you're grabbing coffee, chatting with a coworker, or walking into a room. Notice how it shifts your energy, how people respond differently. Then add eye contact, then a smile, and so on. Over time, these habits weave together, becoming a natural part of how you move through the world. You'll find yourself feeling more confident, not just with younger women, but in every interaction. And that confidence? It's contagious. It draws people in, makes them want to know you, to hear your story. Imagine this. You're at a casual gathering, and a younger woman catches your eye. You approach with a relaxed stride, shoulders back, a warm smile on your face. You hold her gaze as you introduce yourself, keeping your gestures calm and open, standing just close enough to connect but far enough to respect her space. As you talk, you're not worried about impressing her, you're just being you, present in the moment. That's when she feels it, the ease, the authenticity, the quiet strength. That's when a conversation turns into something more. My final piece of advice is this: trust yourself. You got a lifetime of wisdom, stories, and character. These body language cues are just tools to let that shine through. Don't overthink it, let it flow. Be patient with yourself as you practice. And know that every step you take builds a stronger, more confident you. You're not just learning to attract someone else, you're rediscovering the man you are. And that's a gift worth sharing. So, gentlemen, take a deep breath, feel the ground beneath you, the strength in your frame, the warmth in your heart. You're ready to step into any room, any conversation, with a presence that speaks for itself. Keep practicing, keep showing up, and let the world see the incredible man you are. Until next time, stay true, stay confident, and let your light shine. As we ease to a close, let's linger on what we've uncovered. Gentlemen, these 5 body language secrets: posture, eye contact, smiling, gestures, and spatial awareness, are more than just moves. They're a way to honor who you are while inviting connection with a younger woman. Each signal, rooted in the psychology of trust and attraction, lets you show up with confidence and warmth, bridging any gap with authenticity. Standing tall says you're grounded. A steady gaze shows you're present. A genuine smile opens hearts. Purposeful gestures draw her in, and respecting her space builds trust. Together, they create a presence that's magnetic, not because you're trying to impress, but because you're comfortable being you. This journey isn't about chasing youth or forcing attraction. It's about embracing your experience, your story, and letting it shine through every movement. Younger women notice that a man who's lived, learned, and still carries a spark. Practice these cues in small moments. Adjust your posture at the store. Hold a gaze with a friend. Smile at a stranger. Soon, they'll feel like second nature, boosting your confidence in ways that ripple through your life. You're not just connecting with her, you're rediscovering your own strength. So, take it slow, be kind to yourself, and trust the process. You've got everything you need to create meaningful connections, to be seen and valued for the man you are. Step into that power, let it guide you, and watch how the world responds. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Your presence here means the world. If you found this helpful, share it with a friend who could use a confidence boost. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Older Men Secrets for more insights. Until next time, keep shining.